What's going on? What's up? Boom. You know, all right, back with another live stream. So, how good could Patrick Mahomes be? Can Patrick Mahomes match this guy as far as Super Bowl championships go? Or does he need to? Keep in mind, keep in mind, you see LeBron, Kareem, Karl Malone, Michael Jordan was, and how he finished. Michael Jordan didn't need all the stats, didn't need all the rings. They basically went by moments and what he did in the playoff, what he did in championships. Because, like I said, Michael Jordan has 6 championships. Bill Russell has 11, one as a coach. So right now, is Patrick Mahomes better than Tom Brady right now at age 28? And that's the question. The question is, how good can Patrick Mahomes be? Does he need 7 Super Bowls to be considered the GOAT? Does he need to break all of Tom Brady's records? See, that's the big question. I say he doesn't. If Tom Brady, if Patrick Mahomes can win 5 Super Bowls before the age of 32, or win 5 Super Bowls before he's 30, I don't think he has to play catch up with Tom Brady, because I think he'll already succeeded Tom Brady. And he's already in the discussion right now. And that's what we should be talking about. I know Skip Bayless is somewhere bawling. I know Skip Bayless is somewhere shaking, because that conversation is about to start to happen. How good is Patrick Mahomes at age 28? He's 28. It's a great debate. It's up for discussion on how good Patrick Mahomes can be, will be, and where he will finish. Patrick Mahomes said if he's healthy enough, he said he'll play till he's 40. But me, myself, Patrick Mahomes just don't seem like that type of guy that's just going to play for stats and play to continue to win championships. I don't think he's going to, wear out his welcome. I think Tom Brady wore out his welcome. Because I think Tom Brady wore out his welcome in the NFL. I think it got to the point to where they just said, "Will you please go away? We don't have one guy. We have a couple of guys. But right now, Patrick Mahomes is the cream of the crop. We have Patrick Mahomes. We have, you know what I'm saying? We have Allen. We have Burrow. We had Cloud. We had Love. We got quite a few people. Of course, we got Jackson. So we don't need you, Tom. So could you please go the hell away?" And I think that's what happened with Tom Brady. He wore out his welcome. Patrick Mahomes seemed like he's the type of dude, when he feel like he's done all he could do and accomplished all he accomplished, I think Patrick Mahomes will just walk away gracefully. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is going to play to pad his stats like Tom Brady did. Tom Brady was a stat padder. Yeah, he happened to win championships along the way, but let's not try to pretend that Tom Brady didn't care about his stats. We know LeBron James does. So, of course, Patrick Mahomes does. So, of course, Tom Brady does. I just think Patrick Mahomes is not going to be one of them dudes, year 19 and Patrick Mahomes is still playing. Because at the pace Patrick Mahomes is going, Patrick Mahomes can, like, you know what I'm saying, climb up the mantle, the charts, the ladder as far as all-time great quarterbacks go very quickly. Like I said, if this guy can win 2 Super Bowls before the age of 30, let's just say he wins next year, and let's just say he wins another one, then at the end of the day, he could walk away. So like I said before, I don't see Patrick Mahomes playing till he's like 38, 39, 40. Patrick Mahomes seems like he the type of dude, he'll be gone by the time he's 35, 36. Like I said before, his numbers are great. And at the pace he's going, like I said before, the only thing he can do is just wait for the call because he's going into the Hall of Fame. If he walked away right now, he would get that call. He's going into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. Doesn't matter what he does from this point on. And it's not like Patrick Mahomes is going to regress. He's only going to get better. I still don't think he's reached his surface yet. I still don't think he's still, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's reached his peak yet. Because most quarterbacks, they play their all-time best. They reach their peak, when they between the age of 30 and 33. Aaron Rodgers plays some of his best football between the ages of 30 and 35. That's why he's like a 3 or 4 time league MVP. But Patrick, what this guy has done so far, what he's done so far at age 28 to get to the Super Bowl and win it 3 out of 4 times, and then the way he won this one, this might be probably his most favorable win, because these are the wins you think about where you basically comfortable lead, where you really have to go for the gusto, where you had to come from behind and throw the game-winning touchdown. And I mean, it was, come on, man. It was like right there. And like I said before, you do not want to give Patrick Mahomes, like, you just don't want to give him, like a second or a third chance. I knew when the 49ers didn't win it all, didn't punch it in, still go for the win, and I knew that the Chiefs was going to have a second shot at this. I said, yeah, this game is over because Patrick Mahomes is finna march down the field and score the game-winning touchdown. I know how guys like Patrick Mahomes think. Patrick Mahomes ain't one of the dudes. He ain't a raw type of guy. He ain't going to sit up there and disrespect the opponent. He not going to talk crazy about him. Patrick Mahomes is the type of dude, he going to do his talking on the field. Now, he probably told his teammates, he probably like, man, I am not losing to Mr. Irrelevant. I am not losing to a quarterback that they can absolutely last in the draft, like in the 7th round. There's no way I'm losing to a guy like that. If I lose to Matthew Stafford, the number 1 overall pick, or something like that in the Super Bowl, I'm okay with that because that's Matthew Stafford. But I am not losing to a guy that was chosen absolutely last, like in the 7th round. I'm telling you, that's how guys like Patrick Mahomes think. And it looked very shaky. It looked very shaky at first. It looked very shaky, but I thought to myself, I almost broke down the game perfectly. And the 49ers had a good game plan. They had a good game plan where they would mix it up with McCaffrey and Purdy. They had a good game plan. And it worked for the most part. But that blocked field goal, that blocked extra point, that was the game. That was the game. And you got to give it up to Kansas City's defense, because sometimes they'll just let it happen. They won't really attempt. They'll just, act like they trying to block it. But they really was trying to block that field goal because they knew that every point could possibly count in this game. It was a defensive struggle for pretty much pretty much for 3.5 quarters. It was a defensive struggle, and they started to make plays. But like I said before, I said break Mahomes to have the ball when it's like less than 2 minutes left. Even though it was less than 2 minutes left in overtime, Patrick Mahomes knew, like, okay, we got life. We gonna punch this ball in the end zone and win the game. We gonna march down the field. We gonna march 70 plus yards, get it in the end zone, and we walking away with that Vince Lombardi trophy. The 49ers will not touch this ball again. And they wasn't settling for no field goal. Because keep in mind, Kansas City's defense was tired. And I was talking to somebody, I was saying that Patrick Mahomes need to take up clock, run it, and as he got past the 50-yard line, as he got past halfway down the field, start to go in the air. That's pretty much what he did all the way until he threw the final game-winning touchdown, and it was perfect. It was perfect. Now Patrick Mahomes, I mean, he's up there. He's that dude. You see the greatness. You see the greatness. Oh, Big Meech. That's funny. Well, I broke down the Super Bowl. I told you who I was leaning towards. I said the 49ers was good enough to win, but like I said before, I'm not going against Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, especially with, what I'm saying, 2 minutes left and they down by 3 points. The 49ers left points on the board too. You know, they left points on the board too, but at the same time, you got to give kudos to the Chiefs defense. The Chiefs defense was immaculate. I mean, you could make an argument that the Chiefs defensive line could have been the Super Bowl MVP, but at the end of the day, you only could give it to one person, and of course, it had to go to Patrick Mahomes because Patrick Mahomes, he caught some breaks. The defense did their job. I feel like if I'm the owner of the Chiefs, everybody on that defensive line should get a $10,000 bonus under the table, over the table, because like I said, Kansas City's defense kept them from getting blown out. They kept them from getting blown out because you can make an argument that the 49ers should have won that game by at least, 10 to 14 points. Yeah, and some people can make that argument too. A lot of people don't like the 49ers because of what they did to, what I'm saying, to Kaepernick and how they handled the Kaepernick situation. I'm pretty sure Colin Kaepernick is somewhere smiling. Now, he's not going to tweet anything, but I'm pretty sure Colin Kaepernick is somewhere smiling. Well, I mean, they didn't won. I mean, the Chiefs did won three Super Bowls within a 5-year span. I mean, they're up there now. You can make an argument they are the new Patriots. They are the first team to repeat I mean, they're the first team to repeat within 20 years. It's been like 19 or 20 years since a team repeat. And that just goes to show you how good the Chiefs are. Patrick Mahomes turned that franchise around. I'm not gonna say it's the curse of Colin Kaepernick, but I can tell you right now, Colin Kaepernick is somewhere smiling. Because at the end of the day, he should have never been ostracized out of the league. The man didn't break no damn laws. He didn't hurt nobody. He didn't do anything physical to anybody. He didn't have any incidents outside of football. But then, like I said, you didn't got people that then did all kind of horrendous things that either got covered up or they got a slap on the wrist. And he never played another down again. But where do I rank this current Chiefs team? Oh, they're a dynasty. I guess you could say they sort of like the new age Golden State Warriors. You know, they're like the new age Golden State Warriors. But the thing with the Golden State Warriors are going to have to make some adjustments if they want to get back to their championship winning ways. They're going to have to go taller. They're going to have to find some height, some rim protectors, some better defensive players, and some guys that can, slash and get to the basket. They proved that a jump shooting team can win championships, but now they got to mix it up because Steve Kerr has been figured out. That's just the bottom line. But yeah, the Chiefs, they're a dynasty, flat out. They are flat out like the new version of the Golden State Warriors. That's who they kind of remind me of. That's who they kind of remind me of a little bit. But yeah, they are a dynasty. They are a dynasty. And if they can win, listen, the Chiefs are going to win some more Super Bowls. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with Andy Reid. If Andy Reid is serious about retiring, I don't know if he's going to do that. I mean, it's like this. Why retire? You won three Super Bowls. Why not go for a fourth Super Bowl? Why not go for a fourth Super Bowl so you can say you won 4 Super Bowls within, a 6-year span? I mean, Patrick Mahomes has went to at least the very minimum, like the AFC Championship game every year since he's been a starting quarterback. And that speaks volumes about him. That says a lot for the most part. That says a lot about this dude and where he is as. Christian Mack. Well, Purdy, you can't knock him. He was having a very solid game. He didn't throw any picks. I mean, for the most part, he played a solid game. So I think you go with what was helping you get to where you was at. But I do think that they should have just kept running the ball for the most part because McCaffrey was game for it. But then at the end of the day, to a certain degree, you got to give it up to Kansas City's defense. They stopped McCaffrey when they needed to stop him. They didn't let McCaffrey go, buck wild. So for the most part, they did control him. They kept him under 100 yards. They kept him under 100 yards. And Shanahan, he had a solid game plan. But unfortunately, I appreciate the super chat too. But unfortunately, like I said, there's Brock Purdy and then there's Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to say this again in my Dr. Umar Johnson voice. There is Brock Purdy and then there's Patrick Mahomes. There is Brock Purdy and then there's Patrick Mahomes. Brock Purdy and then Patrick Mahomes. Oh man, they pretty much shut down Kittles. Kittles was a non-factor. I told you I like the tight end matchup. Of course, I'm taking Travis Kelce pretty much over any tight end. Because Patrick Mahomes have a reliable tight end / receiver because you can make an argument. You can make an argument that Kelce is more of a wide receiver than he is a tight end, but he made the plays when he needed to make them, though. So Kelce was a key factor. That's what I'm saying. Even though you don't have what you would call a reliable 1 and 2 receiving core, you got Travis Kelce, who can actually at times be your number one. Because Kelce, he got it going in the second half. They wasn't really going to him much in the first half, but then in the second half, especially the third and the fourth quarter, yeah, Kelce, he got it going. Hey, what's up? Shout out to my boy WCS. Like I said, that was a hell of a game. That was kind of old school football, though. I mean, it was kind of old school football from like the 70s and in the 80s and the early 90s, where they try to, run the ball and take up clock instead of making it an aerial game. Because most of the Super Bowls you'd have seen in the past have been more aerial than, playing smash mouth football. And they played a lot of smash mouth football. And like I said before, you got to give it to Patrick Mahomes. No, Purdy didn't. He didn't play bad at all. I mean, he didn't though. He didn't cost him the game. It was just that damn Patrick Mahomes. And that's all it came down to. It was just Patrick Mahomes. When you got Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback, your odds look good. Your chances look good. And that's all it came. That's all it came. That's all it came down to. That's all it came down to is that Patrick Mahomes he gave him a chance. You gave him a chance. Like I said, I knew when the 49ers didn't go for the touchdown and try to win it all. I knew when they settled for a field goal, and that was due to Kansas City's defense. I said, yeah, it's over. I was thinking to myself, Patrick Mahomes is finna march down the field and throw the game-winning touchdown. And I knew when he made that 15-yard run, I think, and got them, I think, to the 20-yard line, I said, yep, it's coming. I say, here it comes. I was like, get ready. And then when he threw that touchdown, I said, well, it's over. Yeah, you can make an argument about that. You can make an argument about that penalty. You can make an argument about that penalty, but at the end of the day, it really didn't matter. So, I mean, in the Super Bowl, my thing in the Super Bowl, they should have tried to win it. I mean, they settled. They was close. I mean, in general, I'm just saying they didn't score no touchdown. So, and that's because of the defense. But at the end of the day, they should have tried to win it. They should have been like the hell with it. If I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'm going for broke. Like, we got to get that ball in the end zone and win it. We cannot settle for a field goal. We cannot give Patrick Mahomes the ball. If Patrick Mahomes touches that ball in overtime, Kansas City is toast. I mean, excuse me. If Patrick Mahomes touches that ball, the 49ers are toast. And when they kick that field goal, I said, yep, here it comes. Here it comes. Nah, I think for the most part, they got to see like who comes back because football contracts are weird. It's pretty much like writing them on a piece of paper because I think Samuels, of course, he'll be back. Purdy will be back. In all likelihood, Kittles will be back. I don't know who's free agents and all that kind of stuff. But what they need to do is keep their core players together. And then that's basically it. Of course, Purdy is going to come back. I think they need to find, because I just think I think for the most part, the defense was solid. Bosa, all them other guys, they were chased. They did their job. They did what they were supposed to do. I think what the 49ers is going to have to do, I think at the end of the day, I think maybe they need to try to find I think everything was fine on defense. I just think maybe they need to find some more receivers. Somebody they could put in short packages and stuff. Find an extra receiver, a good third slot receiver. I don't know who's available. And I just think Kansas City need to just find some solid veteran receivers. I know Stephen Diggs has been complaining about playing with Josh Allen. Stephen Diggs just doesn't like, for some reason, he just doesn't like Josh Allen. He just doesn't like Josh Allen. But then I mean, so I mean, they might could see what they could do to get Diggs to Kansas City. But that defense, the defense of Kansas City, they played their asses off, and you could just tell at times they were getting tired. So that's another reason why Patrick Mahomes tried to take up clock by running the ball. Basically running the ball, halfway up the field, and then basically trying to, make key throws to get it to the, get it to the goal line to where you could either punch it in or throw it in, because they defense was getting very tired. That's another reason why Patrick Mahomes did what he did instead of just going complete aerial. And you didn't want to throw no pick, because if you throw a pick, the game is over. He dink and ducked. He took what was there, because basically in the Super Bowl in overtime, hell, if the other team scores, they score a field goal, you don't score, you don't convert. I mean, it's all for it's all or nothing. But I enjoyed the game. I'm gonna be picking up some money tomorrow, so I'm gonna be cool tomorrow when I get to work, because my boss is a 49er fan. I'm gonna just be quiet. Nah, Patrick Mahomes took what the defense gave him. He's like, man, I'm not finna like be a gunslinger. See, somebody like Josh Allen or Matthew Stafford, them the kind of guys you would worry about in that type of situation, because they have big arms and they feel like they can throw, they can make pretty much whatever throw they want to. But you wonder what Matthew Stafford had threw in the coverage, Josh Allen, what he had threw in the coverage, even Lamar Jackson, what he had threw in the coverage and made like a costly mistake. Patrick Mahomes is like, nah, I done did this way too many times. I'm gonna take what's out there. I'm gonna take what the defense give me. If I can get one out, if I can get like a short pass, if I can get a short pass, if I can deke and dunk, then I'll take it. But I'm not throwing in the coverage where the ball gets in, because if he throws the interception, the game is over and the 49ers win the Super Bowl. So he took what they gave him. Well, that's pretty much obvious because they beat him in the Super Bowl. So that's twice. Well, that's twice. So now, like I said, what's going to happen, what they're going to be talking about all night in the Bay Area, because now the question is going to be, what do the 49ers need to get over the hump? The 49ers have not won a Super Bowl. So now the question is, how do they get to the Super Bowl and win it? The hell with getting the Super Bowl. Now it's like, how do you win the Super Bowl? The 49ers have failed on their last 3 attempts in the Super Bowl. 2 of them have came via the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. And before that, it was, Joe Flacco and the Baltimore Ravens. So we'll see what's up. Anyway, finna take a quick break and turn down money for fights. Oh, man.